Hey everyone, Devil Tongue.
Phantom Mother. Sorry, I'm a little slow today.
Spreaker.com. As always, thank you for the love, the support, the listening. www.spreaker.com. Continue to support us on Spreaker, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, Skype.
Call us.
Area code 347-954-6296. That's 347-954-6296. You can email devil.tongue@gmail.com.
One more time.
devil.tongue@gmail.com.
All right.
Reparations. There's been a lot of talk about it. I don't know how you feel, whether you are a person of color or not. I will say this, however. When it comes to money, money is a defense and wisdom is a defense. You need money to live. You know, none of us gets that twisted. But I will also say that as far as reparations go, I'm talking specifically to our people, my people. I want to see that money put to excellent use. Case in point, you know, we used to once upon a time have a Black Wall Street. Well, how about, you know, what we need is better economic strength. That's the best way to put it. Put the money towards business. Put it towards real estate. Education is always encouraged, but if you were to receive reparations, you know, what are you going to do with it other than, let's say, put it around your neck or get in it to drive? We need to be smarter when it comes to financial security, stability, when it comes to building wealth. You acquire the wealth, you know, you need to build upon it. Make your money work for you. With that being said, before I turn it over to Phantom, let's focus, for example, on something that does kill a lot of us, and that's credit card debt. I'm specifically looking at credit card debt because even years ago, I was making a very bad mistake. You have, let's say, two credit card balances, one high, one low. The high, $2,000. The low, maybe $800-900. But the mistake I was making, and I think a lot of people make, is that they were so focused on the high balance that the low balance was not getting ignored, but you weren't wiping it out, let's say, fast enough. You know, because, oh my goodness, look at the APR, the annual percentage rate. I got to try to take care of this high debt balance. No. Take care of the low one first. The smallest bill first, wipe that out, because the high is going to be there. It's going to be there. Yes, APR might be whipping you behind, but guess what? It's going to be there. The low, on the other hand, pay more than the minimum, it'll be wiped out before you know it. Then you take that money that you're saving by not paying the low to pay off the high. You know, reparations may be a very sensitive subject for particularly the older generation, but again, if it were to happen, what are you going to do with the money?
Okay. Reparations, to me, my opinion, is a fantasy. Okay? It's a hope that's not going to come true. It's nice. It was a nice promise, but it never came through. That 40 acres in the mill didn't come through either. Okay? Now, my whole thing is this. Now, you know, there's a whole bunch of blacks here, right? And different types of blacks. Who's getting that money? Is it the slaves? Is it the slaves from Africa? Is it the slaves from the Caribbean? Is it the American Indians who got mixed up with the blacks and they getting their money too? Who's getting this money? See, that's my thing, okay? So, right now, I'm looking at the groups of people who's going to have their hands out, who's going to get this money, all right? Because you're not just looking at African Americans. You're looking at your Caribbeans, your Latinos. You're looking at a whole bunch of black folks who are not just black from Africa. We might how can I say it? We might have all originated from Africa, but we all didn't travel from Africa to here. That's one. My thing also is, how you going to evenly distribute this out? How you going to do that? Now, is everybody going to get a flat rate? Like, okay, like a family of 4? Or what happened if you like certain people got not grandkids, certain people have grandparents who their siblings is like 15, 10, you know what I'm saying? So, are you going to go by that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the pay rate's going to go? Like, how's it going to be? The other thing, too, is this. It's been said before, and how many years in different ways. When slaves were freed, okay, we were supposed to get our 40 acres and a mule, like Spike Lee told us. I mean, well, he didn't tell us that, what he always stressed us about. How many of us got that mule? How many of us even got that acre? Half an acre. Hell, a quarter acre.
Well, the real problem is the Industrial Revolution. 40 acres and a mule, you think of the farmers, for what it's worth. You know,
could have done a lot. That could have been property passed down to generations. Think about that. It's not just at that moment. Because, you might have some people who might build on there, a highway could have been on there and stuff like that. But then think about people who own property and it goes through generations of families.
Right.
Like, there's some people that would tell you, like, my grandpappy was here and he was a slave, but, he was a free slave, but he was able to build his house and own it, and then we still own this house. So, my thing is that would have worked for us if we were smart. You get what I'm saying?
Of course.
Because some of us could have owned properties, own our own sections, and it would have been fine. But what happened is that it got somehow, some way, through the generation, through the years, decades, presidents, politicians, whoever, it's just gotten so, to me, it's so, I don't want to say whitewashed, it's just gray. It's just such a gray area where it's like, okay, so you're talking about reparations now. So what are you going to do? Now, the way I look at it is this. Now, if you put that money into, like you said, the black market, well, not the black market, meaning like underground, but, like
right.
the black stock market, and then you're making that profit back, that you're able to feed many mouths with that, but there's also an income coming in from it. Excuse me. I'm with that 100% because I'm all about investment. But if you're looking at the average person, let's say they get a nice chunk. They living in the projects. They probably have enough to move out. They ain't gonna move out. What they'll probably do is, if they got bills to pay, I get that. Pay your bills. But if I see a damn Mercedes, BMW, or what do you call it, Maserati in your parking lot, and you got that money there, see, that's the part where then it's like, see, we just showed them what we do with our money. Period. End of story. We show the stupidity of our money.
Here's something that I have a personal problem with as well. They say, and we like to try to be as real as we can on our podcast, that there are more Caucasian people on public assistance, than people of color. Here in the inner city, you don't actually see it. Because straight up, take any housing project, whether it's Staten Island, Kings County, Queens County, Bronx County, Manhattan.
Even the largest one, Queensbridge.
The only people who live in there are black and brown people of color. So when it comes to, if you will, a handout, public assistance, we're, I'm going to say, the victims of that, that social service.
Well,
at least here in the inner city. I don't know how it is in Boston. I don't know how it is in D.C., Detroit, which is broke. I don't know how it is, but yet you don't see it.
Well, you know what it is, and this is how they look at it. You're in the inner city, okay? Who's in the inner city? Us.
Right.
Okay? When you start going out of the inner city, it's few of us, and then we go into suburbia, right? And then after that, right? After suburbia, it's, rural, right?
But suburbia tends to be wealthy.
Nah, 50-50, okay? Because you have people who... See, suburbia, to me, my opinion of suburbia is, you're kind of like the middle class that's kind of like fading out. That's why I look at suburbia, because you're able to live in a nice home. You're able to have a good piece of property. You're able to park on your street and don't have an alternate side parking on there, all right? You have those are little perks. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a few acres of land, not acres. I said like an acre or whatever, or maybe a half an acre. I mean, I'm probably exaggerating a bit. It's different. And black people, aka Long Island, there's certain parts of Long Island which is kind of suburban. Which black people live there and they can afford it. You know what I'm saying? But then when you go into rural area is when people got mansions. All right, because remember, those are people who, now I ain't talking about the country bumpkins. I'm talking about those people who have like 25 rooms, 10 bathrooms. You got to drive up onto the estate to get to their place or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it from that perspective, right? Yeah, they're not going to be on welfare or whatever like that. So what you got to do is, you have to look at what is equivalent to black people, okay? What's equivalent to black people is white trash. All right. When you look at, I don't mean to offend white people. I'm sorry, but I'm not. But that's what the equivalency is, right? Black people live in projects. White people live in trailer parks. All right. How many black people live in trailer parks? I don't know that many black people living in trailer parks.
I don't know any.
Okay. That's their way of living. You get what I'm saying? They smoke cigarettes all day, every day. And I forgot I think they like Marlboros and stuff like that. We're busy smoking cools. You know what I'm saying? Newports too. So when you look at it and when you start like putting an equal to it, you're like, yo, when you start seeing them hanging at 7-Eleven, because I guess whatever is equivalency to down south is Piggly Wiggly, whatever like that, that'd be your trash. Here we got the corners. So it's weird. It's the same, but it's just set up differently.
Right.
Okay? So that's why, and see the thing about it too is that they have their problems, but guess what? The cops ain't putting guns out on them.
Right.
They wilding out. They do the exact same thing we doing, but we get shot for it. With them, they want to be understanding and talk to them. Let's talk this out. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to them, that's why when you look at the inner cities and guns being shot by police, when you look at the same crime being done in a white area, it's much lower. Why? Because we don't need to pull out our guns on them.
I'm not trying to be funny. Shout out to the show Cops, but you want to talk about sanitize or sanitizations? Yeah, tripping on my own words. Why is it that incidents that I guess are caught on police body cams and make the news, that never happens on cops? Whereas someone actually does get shot, hands up. They're maybe getting out of their vehicle and they catch a bullet.
Well, Cops is a little bit older before they did the body cams, so I don't even know if they have any new episodes of Cops now. But the thing about it now is that the Cops, it's weird. Like, and what kills me is like, there was an incident that just happened recently, and the Cops, he pulled over the dude, black guy, was talking to him, whatever, and he said, yo, I smell weed in your car. I would have been like, yo, dude, he smells the weed in your car. Yo, I would have just played it down, you know what I'm saying? Didn't get hyper or nothing. Homeboy started wilding out, dragged the cop, whatever, made it a worse situation. Then the cop obviously, I guess, fell off. Then the guy went into hiding. They found him. Now you got charges against you, dude. Charges. Attempted murder they got you for now. Yo, dude, you smoking weed. Now see, the thing is this. You didn't get caught for the weed. You got caught for something else. But guess what? If you just, and what made it really bad was on the police cam, they were, on the cam, they were chilling. The cam, right. Right, they were chilling. And I was like, dude, if you just kept it up, you know what I'm saying? And just was like, yo, he probably would have let you go. I'm not saying 100%, but he probably would have let you go. But when you started wilding out, that's when all bets were off. And I'm not saying that everything is the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, the situation would have worked differently, whatever. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that sometimes sometimes we cause a problem to ourselves sometimes, where it's like, yo, we just played it cool and just let it ride and pass, whatever, until we need to do something. That's when we pop off. But it was just normal and simple, and it could have passed. Go.
The thing is, we have to be smarter than that. We have to think. Okay, key word, think. Because truthfully, it's not getting any better for us. But, we have to work on solutions to combat our problems.
True that.
That may sound corny, but it's the truth. Anyway, thank you for tuning in again to Devil Tongue.
Phantom Mother.
All right. We love you and continue to give your love back to us. We'll talk to you again soon.
See you then.